Namaste yogis. Welcome to your practice. This is Stephen from YogaWorks. This is the power of breath, another installment of our little mini-series where we dive into different breathing exercises that we find in the yoga tradition. And this one is really when you're feeling a little bit low on confidence to get a little confidence boost. We call this breathing exercise, we call it Ujjayi breath, which is also translated as the victorious breath. So this one is going to make us nice and powerful, and it has a lot of other benefits. It has a heating effect in the body. It creates a sense of energy boost, and also it helps us to focus the mind. It gives us something to still the mind with. And another benefit, we use it a lot in vinyasa yoga practice and a lot of other styles like Ashtanga, for example, and it helps us to control the length of the inhales and the exhales so that we can time it to the exact movement pattern that we are doing, for example, in a sun salutation. So how's this going to go? We're going to be using a lifted chest for this one, so we'll practice that first. First, lengthen the spine nice and tall so that you are lifting up to the crown of the head, so to speak, and always lift so much that there's a bit of a hollow kind of feeling around the belly. Now, the chest and the rib cage are going to stay expanded, going to stay open and lifted during this whole breathing exercise. And we'll just try this now. Make sure you're not going into a back bend. We don't want to flare out from the top. We just want a sort of a lifted effect where we lengthen up and we keep the chest broad and open, so to speak. It might help to have your hands on the lower rib cage. I like to have the pinky fingers on the lower ribs, and then the other fingers and the thumb can just rest wherever they end up. Again, lift up a little bit. You might lose some of that height when you don't pay attention. And then inhale into the whole lung capacity, keeping the chest and the rib cage open. And then exhale, don't deflate the rib cage, but just feel the belly squeeze back towards your spine. Inhale, whole expansion. Keep the space in the rib cage and the chest. As you exhale, it's mostly going to be from the belly because we want to keep this open and lifted in this specific breathing exercise. Let's do one more. Inhale. Keep the lift in the chest. Exhale. Nice. So the second part that is an important element in Ujjayi breathing is there's often a slight constriction at the back of the throat, which we're going to practice together. The first one is we're just going to sigh. So inhale, open your mouth and sigh the breath out. So you see it makes this kind of sound, and we're going to try and make the same sound now with our mouth closed. So try again, inhale. Close your mouth and sigh internally. Try this again, inhale. Constrict the back of the throat and sigh internally. Nice. Now the last thing we need to learn is to do this on the exhale, which is quite easy, but we're also going to do it on the inhale, which often is a little bit harder, especially when you're new to this. So it's hard for me to speak and do it at the same time. So if you don't hear the sound that I'm making in the microphone, that's because probably I'm talking to you at that moment. You should be hearing more or less the same sound on the inhale and on the exhale. So try that for a couple of rounds of breath. You can close your eyes so you feel more. Constrict the back of the throat, slightly inhale. Exhale, try to make the same sound internally. Even if nobody else hears it, it's fine. Do 2 more rounds, inhale. Keep it soft and smooth. Exhale. One more practice round, inhale. Exhale. You can relax the throat, you can open your eyes. You've probably already noticed that this creates sound internally, that is really soothing and a nice sort of focus point during our practice. And also it reminds us of waves of the ocean coming and going, and has the same kind of soothing effect. Sometimes also called Darth Vader breath. If you like to compare to that, whatever helps, that's fine. It takes a bit of practice. So now we're going to go into our Ujjayi breathing practice. I'm going to be calling out the breath in the beginning, and I'll give you a chance to practice on your own with a little bit of silence later on. Remember, we're keeping the chest open, the rib cage expanded, and we're slightly constricting the back of the throat. I'm not going to use my hands this time, but if you feel better having some tactile support with the hands, then by all means do that. So sit up nice and tall, nice and lifted. Remember, doing victorious breaths. So you want to embody that kind of intention here. We want to walk out of here with a whole lot more confidence. This is our intention today. So close your eyes, keep the chest lifted, slightly constrict back the throat. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. That's that internal sigh. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Keep the chest lifted as you exhale. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. If my count doesn't work, then just do your own. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now you're on your own. Let's just practice a couple of rounds together in silence. Try to focus your mind on the gentle sound that you are generating. And as you practice this more and more, this is going to become like your home, like you're coming home to your breath, to your body, wherever you find yourself in the world. So go for it. Remember, keep the chest lifted, very smooth, slight constriction of the throat, and keep everything calm and relaxed. Keep going at your own pace. Let's do 3 more rounds. The slower, the better, without holding your breath. After your 3rd round, allow the throat to relax, relax your hands, keep your eyes closed for another moment. If you want to add a few more rounds, just pause the video and add a little bit more to your practice. But often with this breath work, you'll find you don't need a very long time to get quite a strong effect, something that you can notice quite almost immediately. Sense of calm, confidence, a sense of presence right here, right now, with this inhale, with this exhale, and a sense of your mind resting a little bit more, being a little bit less all over the place than when we started. I hope you feel that too. And I thank you for practicing with me. I hope to see you here again soon. Namaste.